Okay. So, மாலை வணக்கம் எல்லோருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். Good morning.
Everybody is joining back, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Let them join back. Yeah, I know. I had to. Sorry that I couldn't figure out how else to get this. I'll wait a little. Let everybody come back. I hope they all know that they can come back.
I'm sure they're all joining back.
This is the crazy thing. I'm still, in the learning.
Before we could say anything, Doc, you logged out. Before we could say, get a host, I was about to say, and then you left it. So it's okay.
No, if I get a host, I won't. Who will I get as a host? I have to
You could have made me a host and I make you back the host.
Oh, okay. I have to come back then. I go out and come back. Okay. Oh, as a participant, I leave, not as a host. If I go as a host, I shut all of
you. You have to make someone and then leave them.
Okay. Good. New learning for today.
Yeah.
Every single time I do a meeting or something, I have a new learning, which is actually fantastic. That's why it's continuous learning that I'm doing. Sorry, folks, that I logged all of you out like that. Okay. Now, this morning, we are going to be talking about the launch of a club called the Creative Karma Virtual Club. Let me mute everybody. So, this morning, we are going to be launching a club which is called the Creative Karma Virtual Club. Now, to understand why that I'm even launching such a club, I've got a little preamble for that. Now, what is a habit? A habit is a behavior that we perform repeatedly so that after a while, it becomes more or less automatic. And in life, when we face recurring problems, we tend to automate the solution to the problem. Now, let us take the problem of being able to tie your shoelaces. What happens? We tie it the first time we learn how to tie a shoelace. We tie it all wrong. We put the wrong knots. Then it gets entangled. It gets knotted up. All kinds of things. So what do? We keep repeating the behavior to solve the problem of tying the shoelace correctly. And once we repeat it often enough, we automate it so that you can look somewhere and would not even pay attention to it, and you can still tie your shoelaces correctly over time. But remember that many of our habits may not be the optimal one. Like, for instance, every time I'm stressed, I have to smoke. Or every time I'm upset, I want to have a drink. So habits can be good habits which solve a problem which is necessary for us to manage. Or it can also be a bad habit, which actually is something we believe is the solution to the problem. But the true change that happens is when you change your identity. So the way to being something or becoming someone is through doing something. The habit gives us an external measure of success. But when you form a habit, it causes an internal change. But remember that the path through which we form the habit is actually forging our own identity and beliefs about ourselves. I can do it, I can't do it. This is easy for me, this is tough for me, our sense of self. So if you change your habits, you can actually change yourself. And what motivates us to act is perceived value. If I think that by doing something it's going to benefit me, it will motivate me to take action to try to get that value. But when I actually get it, the actual value makes me want to repeat it. Say, let us say doing exercise. The perceived value of doing exercises, we know it will make me feel more healthy. But when after I exercise 4 or 5 times, I actually start feeling better, the chances are that I will repeat it. because every single behavior of ours is driven by a desire to change our state, either to avoid pain or to acquire pleasure or get a reward. And there are many stages through which we go: self realization, self integration, emotional self regulation. We coach ourselves and then achieve self control. What the Creative Karma Club is aiming to do is to help you to believe in yourself and to help you to have inner strength to see you through your life. The intention, if you are a member, is to work with improving your self confidence, your willpower, your optimism, and resilience. That is why, while we were waiting in the beginning, I played Don't Worry, Be Happy. So, like I told you, I faced a challenge yesterday evening, which is still unresolved. But I decided that is not going to interfere with my happiness of this program today. So we have to consciously do that. And one of the ways in which we consciously do this is we surround ourselves with people who are like that. And that is why when you are a member in a various clubs, you get motivated, you get, you may be feeling sad when you go for the club meeting, but then during the meeting, your spirits go up, you feel great. So this is a virtual club. I'm intending to keep it only virtual at least for 1 to 2 years. And so there will be no problem, pandemic or no pandemic. We could get into a hybrid state if and whenever that happens. But for the next 1 year, definitely this is going to be purely virtual. Now, how can you, if you want to get all this, how can you get all this? There is a person called James Clear who actually has written a book called Atomic Habits. He says that he's also a financier. So he says, like compound interest, if you have 1% improvement every single day, at the end of the year, you are 37 times better. But if you do 1% worse every day, you very quickly reach zero. So when you are trying to become a better person, what is important is to work on this 1% improvement on a daily basis. Left to ourselves, most of us find this very difficult to do. I will do it for 2 days, then I will give up. Because we go through what Robert Skinner, the psychologist, had said, of there is a cue. Something must tell us, okay, I see my picture I see myself in the mirror and I'm obese. And I say, oh my God, I want to lose weight. Then the craving says, you do something, somehow I will control my diet, I will do exercise, I will do this, that, and the other. And I want to reduce my weight. The response is when I take action. And when I take action, I get the reward. So all habits go through this loop. So what we have to do is make that cue attractive. That is, either I must find something in my life which is not working, which I want to make it work, and then I must crave to change it. Now, this craving to change it may be there, but I may do nothing about it. I may just sit down and keep craving. But when you're with a group, sometimes when you have an accountability partner and you're this thing and you involve others in your craving, okay, listen, I'm going to lose 10 kilos in the next 3 months. That's my craving. And I tell everybody in the house. So everybody pitches in and helps. Now, many of us don't have everybody. I live alone. Now that everybody will come from the club with the like-minded people who are surrounding you. When you respond also, when you start taking action, to keep you going, when you are surrounded with people who meet frequently, you will find that you're likely to make the reward a reality. So how can being a member of this club or a one-to-one coaching help you? What we do is we give a context to the cue. When you give a context to the cue, it satisfies your craving and then leads you to action. But remember that the same person, same cue, can respond differently at different times. Now, this is due to our internal state at the time of looking at the cue. Now, let us take the example of the sofa. To one person, the sofa may be the person where they come and lounge and lie down, take a nap for 10 minutes. For one person, the sofa may be the place where they sit down and read. For one person, it may be the place where they sit and chat. For another, it may be the place where they sit and play video games. So habits will follow how you predict what is going to follow. And when you plan that what is going to follow consistently and repetitively, you develop a habit. Excuse me, can you please mute yourself, sir? So what is it different in this club from any other club, or what is different from Dr. Prithika Chary leading this initiative? I bring brain science behind the brain behavior change. I give you the science behind it. Because if you understand the brains of people you manage, you're able to manage their behaviors. And in many situations, managing behavior without managing the brain will force the brain to rebel. Now you have brain-based leadership, brain-based parenting, brain-based learning. There's a lot we know about the brain today, which we did not know some time ago. And this is thanks to the terrific advances in technology. There are many brain systems you can coach. You can coach the action system, which is the front of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, etc. You can coach the short-term memory, the long-term memory of beliefs, and you can coach the amygdala because emotions are there. Amygdala hijacking can happen where we react instead of responding. We can coach the reward system. So there are many brain regions which are coachable. And through this club and through this one-to-one coaching, we are hoping that we can make a difference to people's lives. So you can sign up for a one-to-one coaching. You can have a single session. You can have 5 hours over 2 weeks. We have an intensive session where you can do 10 hours over 2 weeks. Or you become a Creative Karma member into the club. And what happens in the club? What are the benefits that you get in the club? We will be doing a lot of brain-based learning webinars. So you will get 24 webinars for the year. We will be doing group coaching on the 4th Sunday of every month, which is by itself a very high value thing because many of you will be there together and we already did a curtain raise, a group coaching, which some people here have attended. And we actually make you do certain things, exercises, etc. on the spot. You're going to listen to the 12, I've shortlisted 12 guest speakers for the year. Many of them are here, 2-3 of them could not come today. We are going to be having book discussions of various self-help, self-growth, motivational kind of books. We are going to do brainstorming. And I purposely left these things empty, which means your ideas are going to contribute for planning future programs. And whenever we have a paid event or something, you are entitled for a discount. So the joining fee is 2,500 rupees and an annual fee of 5,000 rupees. We are going to keep the membership open only from today up to the 15th of this month. Whether there are 5 people or 50 people, on the 15th of this month, I will be closing the membership. Because if I want to be a focused, taking care of this community, I cannot be having somebody joining in July, somebody joining in August, because right now I'm having to manage everything. And unless I have the base group whom I will service completely, I will not be able to handle people joining in. Maybe over time, once we get lots more people to help us, we can get into that model. But right now, from the 1st till the 15th, the membership is open. The links are all available on my website, www.drprithikachary.com. You can just go there, click on the link, and you can make the payment, and you'll receive an email, and then we will be in touch with you. We'll give you an identity so that we know that you're a paid member, and you will be informed about all the programs and all that I've promised you. What happens to you in each of these meetings is you'll start an improvement, and even if you drop in the middle, by the time the next meeting or the next group meeting happens, group coaching happens, again we give you a lift. So like this, you see progressive improvement, and by the end of 1 year, I guarantee you that you will see a transformation in whatever goal you have set for yourself, where we will be assisting you throughout. Now, the one-to-one coaching is for those people who find it difficult. There are some people who are very shy or who have a very deeply personal problem who cannot participate in the group coaching. They can be a member, they can be part of all the programs of the club, but they can also opt for additional help through the one-to-one coaching. So my life is my message, my leadership is my legacy. And as Robin Sharma says, investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever make. It will not only improve your life, it will improve the lives of all those around me. So join me in my journey to help you be your very best in every way, every day. So we are launching this club today because today is my 73rd birthday. And every birthday from 10th standard, I have set myself a goal to achieve for that 1 year, which will either make me a better person or help somebody around me or contribute to the world. And for this birthday, this initiative is my contribution. And I hope that all of you are in tune with my thinking and will help me to make a success of this club. Because I want to leave this as a legacy. And even after I'm gone, I want the club to continue to function. So unless I have a critical mass of members, it will not be possible to do this. So become a Creative Karma Club member now. The link is here. This image will be on the website. You can go and click on that and you can do your joining in. Now is the best part of the whole program. I have invited 12 special invitees today. I call them the inspirational dozen. I'm going to be introducing each of them and you're going to see what fantastic people they are. I've also requested them to be a guest speaker, one per month for the next 1 year. So this is like a brief intro of who these people are. But each and one of these people have contributed to my life, especially in the past 25 years. And so from my point of view, this is also a way of saying thank you because you have helped me grow in so many ways. And I'm very obliged to them for having accepted. Because the idea of Creative Karma is to hold you in our hands with the brain and mind and help you to really blossom. So our first speaker today will be Ms. Shivashankari. She's a legend. I don't think there's anybody here. Let me virtually welcome you with a bouquet. This is just a crazy idea I had because I can't give you a bouquet physically. And she's a multifaceted personality. She is fantastic in Tamil literature. Her works have been translated into several languages. She's the recipient of many awards. But to me, she's like a wise, warm elder sister to whom I can go for advice. So I'll stop sharing and request Ms. Shivashankari to please address us.
Hi, Prithika. Once again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we have started something which is going to add so much of meaning, not only to your life, but to many other lives. Congratulations and best wishes. The club title itself is very fascinating and it's loaded with meanings. Creative Karma. Since you have talked so much about habits forming, changing, and what all technically, scientifically you have to do, I thought I'll just touch the word karma. What does exactly karma mean? We use it so often. It's a Sanskrit word which means it's an end result of one's action. Anything good or bad we do, it comes back to us like a boomerang. Any act. And the law of karma is cause and effect and action and reaction. What you sow, you reap. That's what our elders tell us, you see. So no one can escape this. No one can escape this karma. The life is in our hands because it's up to us to decide how we are going to handle our life, which includes body, mind, my happiness, my sufferings, my ecstasy and agony. So how are we going to do that? I'm sure your 1 year course is going to literally help and lift people from the unknown areas to the known different areas. But very simply, once my spiritual guru, Swami Shuddhananda, I experienced something in his ashram. This could be in connection with your topic also. One day in his ashram, he has asked children of 12th class to come for a class. They'd all come from city to his ashram, which is away in the Mahabalipuram, near Mahabalipuram. So they had to travel and come. It was a big group in a whole lot of full of bus load. And children having landed, they had their whatever drink or whatever they offered, and they assembled for Swamiji's lecture. Swamiji very friendly. He was very friendly. He was warm. He was inquiring each child. And when the lecture started, the first question he asked was, "So, where are you from?" They said, "From this which part of city?" "Good. How did you all come here?" I said, "Oh, we came by a bus." "Great. How much time it took?" "It's about 1 hour, less than an hour." "So how was the journey? Did you enjoy it?" He said, "Yeah. It was a beautiful journey. Morning was pleasant and lovely scenery, greenery. We enjoyed it. The bus came exactly within 45 minutes here and everything went on as planned." So Swamiji said, supposing the bus had some problem, the tires kept puncturing or some breakdown. Instead of 1 hour, if it's going to take you 5 hours to reach from your place to this ashram, how would you all feel? Every child without hesitation said, "Oh my God, we'll feel horrible because we'll be tired, we'll be hungry, the sun will be too bright for us, too long a journey. No, it's be boring." Then Swamiji said, "Okay, now, how was your driver?" "Oh, the driver was good." "Did he drive properly, not driving into potholes, and drove it with a control?" They said, "Yes, it was a beautiful journey. We enjoyed because the driver was excellent." So Swamiji asked him, supposing you had a driver who was drunk. He was trying to go and hit vehicles that was coming opposite side and drove into all potholes, and then finally goes and jams against a wall or a tree. How would you all get hurt? How would you feel? Children said, "We'll feel horrible, miserable, painful." Then he said, "This is exactly what self-knowledge is about." If you think self-knowledge is a very highly philosophical subject, it's not. It's about your body and mind. Your body is like the bus, which brings you here comfortably, makes you take the travel comfortably. So it's up to you to maintain the condition of the bus. The better it is, the better is the travel. And the driver is your mind. If your mind is intoxicated or it loses balance, then you will have problems in life. You cannot drive the bus properly. So to reach a destination, a goal from one place to another places, you need to have your body and mind coordinating, understanding, working with each other perfectly. It's up to us to take care of body and mind to lead a meaningful life. Life is a journey. In this journey, we don't know who is going to get in where and who is going to get out where. Whether it is my parents or myself, my husband or my children, my friends, nobody knows who is going to get in when and who is going to get out in which station. In fact, I don't even know in which station I'm going to get out. But one thing, while we were all together, while the journey was on, until they got out or got in, it's up to us to make the journey very meaningful, enjoyable, pleasurable. So to achieve all this, to have a meaningful life, it's very important to know about your body and mind and take control of it, learn how to manage it. And that exactly is what you are going to tell people scientifically, also how to take care of their body, take control, manage their body, their mind, which is absolutely essential to lead a very beautiful, peaceful, meaningful life. So I think the time you have given me is over. Thank you so much, Prithika. It's a wonderful, innovative venture, and I really appreciate it because I believe in all these things. And definitely, in a year's time, all your so-called students would have become a wonderful people. All the best. Bye.
Thank you. I prefer to call them my tribe. And
Okay.
creative karma means create your own destiny. Because karma is not some exotic word which is far away from us. What you reap, you sow. That is it. Thank you so much for that wonderful story. Now I will just introduce our next speaker. Miss Neena Reddy. What can I say about her? She is one of my very, very dear friends. Welcome, Neena, with that bouquet. She is the joint managing director of Savera Hotel. She took up her family business as her career. She has a very shrewd sense of business. She's a go-getter, but more than anything else, which I know personally about Neena, I have never seen Neena lose her cool no matter what happens. And let me tell you, she's been through some really difficult times. But I have never seen her lose her cool. And I admire that tremendously in her. And I want her to she's also the president of the Tamil Nadu branch of the National Association for the Blind. And she's behind the blind car rally. And while we are talking about Neena, I can't help but thank the remaining Duchess 5 who have, been such good friends these past so many years that we know each other. And let's hear from Neena now.
Doc, thank you so much, Doc, for that introduction. I think I know Doctor for the last, about 20 years now, when Duchess Club started, and I'm so glad that I know her. And first of all, let me wish you a fantastic birthday and a great year forward. And I would like to register as the first registrant for this talk.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to spread the word around.
Thank you.
Today, the topic given to me has been invest in yourself continuously, right, Doc? So I would like to get right into it by saying that, as long as you're alive, like how Sadhguru says it, pulsate with life. Being passionate, purposeful, and pleasant about life. That's what I believe in. Because a lot of things happen to everyone, but how do you take it? That is our attitude towards it. For me, I've always believed in being open-minded, less critical, and laughing more at myself. Because I think it's not about our successes, but our failures teach us a lot. Being among positive people, which you know that I'm always surrounded by very positive friends around me, you can face negativity, but at the same time, you can shield yourself against it. So the majority matters. I've always believed in the theory, either you use it or you lose it. Like in exercise, my favorite topic, coming back to the physical side of the body. I think it's very important to start from the physical. And a lot of us really don't look into that. We keep that as a last priority. But for me, that is the topmost priority. Because I think when people look at you, they should know that you really are walking your talk. I've always believed in giving my best always. And that starts with the physical wellness. I invest in, and I've not stopped exercising for the last 35 years. In fact, even during the lockdown, I made sure for the last 1 year, I definitely cover not less than 10,000 steps. I can walk in my room, I can walk downstairs because I hardly step out, but I make sure those 10,000 steps are covered. Emotional wellness. I think this is a very important one because I think, like how Amma was just saying, it's the mind that drives you. Social wellness, I think, is a very important one. It is important to, be surrounded by people and also, having the right interaction for the right causes. Intellectual wellness, being open-minded, and you're never too late to learn anything. For example, I keep telling everyone the lockdown has taught me it has opened up so many opportunities for me. I've started learning my bhajans. I'm learning Sanskrit, which is driving me crazy, but I'm not going to give up on that. I've started learning bridge, which I never had the time earlier, and I'm enjoying it. Other thing is environmental wellness. Do whatever you can for the flora and fauna around you. I've always believed that. And of course, spiritual wellness for myself. I think that's what keeps me centered. And Doc, if you think that I'm pleasant all the time, I think it's because of that centering that I have. I believed in my Baba, and I think he takes care of everything. We are nothing but instrument in his hands. I've always believed in making, opportunities out of a crisis. It sounds terrible when I heard it first, but I think there are a lot of opportunities. Like the other day you mentioned it also, Doc. Opportunities come with an overcoat or in dungarees or whatever you use. I love that word because they come dressed in all kinds of things. You have to trace them out and make the best for yourself. Like I said, it's not impossible to learn at any age. Like you have proved it, Doc. And like I've seen the open-mindedness in Shivashankari Amma also. I think I follow you guys in that, It's about being open-minded and having no limitations. It can be difficult. It's very difficult to do Sanskrit grammar, Doc. My friends around me will tell you, okay? But it's not impossible. You can, as long as you're able to, be at it. I finally would like to say that I'm with you on this journey, Doc. Looking forward to be able to travel along with you. And like I said, I'm going to be open-minded about what else I can do, because the competition is not about with someone else. It is about yourself. You have to compete with yourself. Have I been a better person yesterday? Am I being a better person today than yesterday? Is that how I check my wellness? That's why I went into the physical, intellectual, social. I check all these factors every day, Doc. That is my meter for myself. So I would like to end by saying, I believe in making a difference first to myself and to others, and to make the world a better place.
Thank you so much, Nina. As usual, all of you know that Nina looks fantastic because she never stops exercising. She's, one of the fittest persons I know. Other than Vidya Singh is another of my friends who's passionate about her exercise. So let me now go to the next speaker. Dr. Venkita Suresh. He is an internist, cardiologist in 78. I asked for 3 sentences and this is all he gave me. But he's got a lot more. He is involved in global health. He is the group medical director for the Kaveri group of hospitals. And he is such a wise man and such a humble and modest and pleasant person. Since he joined the group, I've had the good fortune to interact with him on many issues. And I'm always very impressed by the, simple solutions that he comes up with. And he's a very active person, let me tell you, physically and mentally. He has seen war even. He is ex-armed forces. So may I request Dr. Venkita, and he's right now in London, and he has agreed to be a speaker here for me. For just that shows how much, how nice he is and how willing he is to encourage us.
Welcome to all of you. I hope you can hear me. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to all of you and meet you all. And I first wish Dr. Chary a wonderful happy birthday and many, many happy and healthy years of life and contribution to the people, society, and the way of life.
Thank you.
I'm fundamentally a bedside doctor, as you can see. I've been 48 years a practicing physician, internist, and cardiologist in about 10 countries. I'm only a year behind Dr. Prithika Chary in age, but I am still 24 hours a day, physically and emotionally, and committed to patient care and global health. I'm good fortune to serve many countries, about 10 countries all over the world, in 4 continents, and in many different cultures and languages. And I've learned that it's a privilege to be a doctor beside a sick person. It has been a great opportunity to serve so many people in part of the world which are highly insecure and violent and disorganized and dysfunctional, and yet make people's lives safer and productive and happy. I'm happy to share this experience with you over the next 1 year, as Dr. Chary has been organizing for you. And currently I lead the COVID care program in all 7 hospitals. It's a huge commitment for us. And COVID is privileged to take care of people in 7 different hospitals in this state and neighboring Bangalore. We are deeply pained by the suffering which people are undergoing in the last year and a half of this pandemic, and done our best to handhold people who come to us, take care of patients, their families, give them courage, give them help, give them all assistance to face this pandemic and come out through it as well as possible. So all of us are deeply engaged in this. Our hearts go out to people who are suffering, families who are grieving, and we hope that this pandemic will soon end. And activities like this help all of us to remain strong through it. This pandemic also will go away. The next might come along, but we can make ourselves stronger emotionally, physically, and in all different ways to face such unpredictable calamities and still come out and prevail over these calamities. So I'm happy to be part of this venture. Glad to share with you my experiences in leading people all over the world, taking care of patients, taking care of human beings, assisting them to live better lives. And my own personal hobby is health, wellness, and personal growth. So I should be glad to share these with all of you. I look forward to meeting you all, and I look forward to my contribution to this program, which is of immense promise to elevate people's determination and the capabilities towards facing the various challenges that life throws at us at most unexpected moments. I wish you all very well. Thank you all very much, and wish you a great time with Dr. Prithika Chary for the next 1 year, sharing your experiences, and together we shall strive forward to make ourselves better equipped emotionally and physically to face a very uncertain world with very unusual challenges. Thank you all, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. I'm actually also, I've got some programs going specially for healthcare workers, particularly those who have been very challenged by COVID care, who have been in the front line. And I will be, once that program is ready, I will get in touch with you and we can start doing it for our own group hospital doctors.
Thank you,
because
madam.
I think they need more support. We know I have not been able to be on the front line, but I completely understand and know the difficulties that they are facing. So our next speaker is not moving. Yeah, Mr. Fahim Ahmed. He is the founder and CEO of a company called BYT. It's an integrated digital agency. But how do I know Fahim? Because I did a digital marketing course over the last 1.5 years, and he was one of the 9 masters. But that is putting it very simply. I have been in all kinds of trouble in this journey, and he has actually personally mentored and helped me in so many ways. He has his company is in Chennai. He is very, very respected in the technology world. And I really want to thank you, Fahim, for being of so much help to me. Allow me to welcome you with this virtual bouquet. And over to you, Fahim.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and very, very happy birthday to you. Such a pleasure to be amongst such an august audience. Before I start off, I want to thank all the healthcare workers, the doctors and the frontline workers for all the effort and the sacrifices they have been making to keep us all safe. Just a very quick introduction about myself. About 2 years back, 9 of us, I think Dr. Sridhar needs to mute himself. Can somebody mute him?
Yeah, please mute. I'll try to mute everybody.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. You go ahead.
About 2 years back, 9 of us put together a mastermind. I'm sure many of you are part of masterminds. If not, please do become part of a mastermind. And why not Creative Karma? I think such a fabulous initiative, Doctor. I wish you the very, very best for it. Very quickly, I wanted to share what kind of breakthroughs happen when you are part of such masterminds and focus groups. 2 years back, 9 of us from different parts of the country, we created what is called as a Digital Masters Alliance. And there's no format like this anywhere in the world, I think. And the learning that we have gotten from each other has been tremendous. And the way it has catapulted our careers has been phenomenal. And that's how I met Dr. Prithika. I know for less than 2 years, but it looks like quite a lifetime. When I think many of you, if not everyone here, has been a speaker. And when you're a speaker, you know that when you get off the stage, you get a lot of selfies. And people asking you to come get selfies. I remember out of the thousands of entrepreneurs that I've interacted with the last couple of years, especially from various stages, I remember getting off the stage and interacting with Dr. Prithika and taking a selfie in Chennai. And I'll tell you the reason why that is. Now, I'm kind of like a biohacker. I love brain hacking, health hacking. I'm into intermittent fasting and all of these things. I remember going up to Dr. Prithika and we had a quick chat. And I was telling Dr. Prithika very smartly, hey, Dr. Prithika, do you know that ketogenic diets help with epilepsy and all of that? And she immediately came back and said, I've been doing that, practicing that for 30 years now. I've been so while ketogenic diets are a fad now, Dr. Prithika Chary has been using that as a tool in her arsenal to think. So right then I knew I was talking to a special person and a special doctor. And when she talked about the Creative Karma, I was really, really elated about it. I'm very excited for all the people who are going to be part of this event, because I truly, truly believe that what matters are not just your skills, but your grit, right? Your habits. I think the only thing that stops us from achieving our goals and our dreams are our habits. There is a disease that all of us are afflicted by, and I want to quickly touch upon that. It's the disease of I know. Pretty much everything that Dr. Prithika Chary said is something that maybe we already know, maybe we've read about it and we've heard about it, right? And that is the disease of I know. So, for example, as soon as you see the book called Habit by James Clear, you said, and the book na pathirukka, na padichirukka the book. But there's a big, big difference in knowing and doing. And that's what I love about masterminds. And that's what I love about such clubs, that you can be part of a focus group, help one another, get mentorship, and solidify your learning through practice. And I think that is what Creative Karma's approach is. I wish the doctor the very, very best. And I'm really excited to be part of it as a student and hopefully share some of my experience too. Thanks so much, Dr. Chary, for having me here. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, Fahim. And I will keep troubling you periodically because I get stuck on this technology stuff. And thank you so much for agreeing to be part of my, the so-called mastermind guest speaker advisory committee, whatever you want to put it all together. Now we'll go to our next speaker. Dr. P. Vijayalakshmi. She's a very, very important person, a very big person. But to me, she's one of my very dear friends, whom I've known for a long time. She is the founder and the spiritual guru. She's actually a Siddha, and of the thing called Alpha Mind Power. She has been teaching meditation from 2000, I have attended her programs. And she provides spiritual counseling to people to help them to get rid of their stress, increase their mind power, find solution. So perfect vibing with the concepts of creative karma. I will now request her to talk, and she will also lead us through a very tiny meditation, just a 3-4 minute mini meditation. Yes, Viji, you're on. Once you start speaking, your picture will come because it's speaker view.
Yes, good morning, doctor. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And wish you a very, very happy birthday and many, many happy returns of the day with long life. And you will keep on helping people. I know that I've been seeing you for more than 20 years. And I've been admiring you so much. I've been happy to be close to you. And thank you very much for this opportunity. As you said, I've been teaching meditation and doing spiritual counseling in so many years. And what I have been seeing is the two assets, God-given assets that we have are, as all of us know, the body and the mind. When the body is very healthy, the mind is a little more comfortable. But when the mind is healthy, that is when the body also, even if it has a problem, it can heal faster. But today, more than any other time, we have understood how important the physical health is, how important the immunity level is. Everybody is talking only about that today. And finally, we also arrive at the conclusion that only if the mind is positive and more antibodies are developed in the body, and so the immunity level also is higher. I'm sure you as a doctor will know more about it. You can throw more light on it. But again and again, we are coming to that conclusion that a happy mind and a positive mind can give us better health. And there is no doubt about that. And I've been seeing it also. I've been conducting classes particularly focused on health, on healing. And I've been getting a lot of feedback from people also. But what really concerns me more, and which is with respect to the Creative Karma Club that you're starting, which is the need of the hour. What really causes a lot of concern to me is in all these years of counseling, it's only in the last 1 year that I'm coming across more and more people, youngsters, who are totally disturbed for no reason at all. Earlier, it used to be some particular reason, either love failure or somewhere something went wrong. But now it is like there is no reason, being shut in the same house with the parents and others, not being able to vent out their feelings. Many, many children are really getting into a lot of trouble. Very recently, about a couple of months back, I had to counsel a mother who's a government staff. So she had to go to work during the first wave last year. And she came back home for lunch, had lunch with her 17-year-old son, and then told him, okay, you keep playing your video games. I'll come back after office. And when she comes back at 6:30, he's hanging, he's dead. So there's no reason, no rhyme or reason, nothing at all, nothing to cause that kind of depression. So counseling her was really very, very difficult. What do you say? What do you tell her to come out of that grief? And again, very recently also, I counseled a girl who's in the 10th standard. Her mother brought up, I keep doing online counseling these days, of course. Her mother brought her. And after talking to the mother, I spoke to that girl, what is making you depressed? She was trying to cut her wrists, and somehow she did not do it. She was on the verge of doing it, but she talks so philosophically. She says, what is there in life? Why should we live? Where are we going? All this at the age of 14, 15, 16, and leading them to wrong decisions to take their own life. So this I'm seeing again and again. And yesterday when I heard that the CBSE 12th standard exams have been cancelled, I think I was more happy than anybody else, because all these students have been put to a lot of stress because of the uncertainty of the dates of the exam. So that is one part of the society. Again, there are so many others who come for counseling for various other problems, but again and again, they come back to the fact that there is a kind of unknown fear in my mind. There is a kind of panic in my mind. That is what I think this pandemic has really caused. So due to various reasons, I find that people need tools to pull them out of their own misery. And days when we cannot expect somebody else to come and pull us out. But of course, Dr. Prithika is there to help many people. But generally in the personal life, when I see people, when they get into a depression, it's very difficult for them to pull themselves out. They need some kind of tools. There are some people who are smart enough, they say, okay, I will listen to music, I'll change my mindset, I'll do this, I'll do that. But not everyone can find ways like that. So meditation has definitely helped many, many people. I've been doing online classes for the past 1 year. And again, I've been receiving feedback from people saying I was almost on the verge of doing something wrong. But then after attending the class, after I started practicing, I'm feeling much better. So that way, I think the time is right for this Creative Karma Club, where I'm sure in this 1 year, whoever joins you is going to definitely benefit, whatever may be their personal problems or situations. I'm sure you will just pull them out of it. So that is what we all need today, human beings helping human, particularly with the mind. Yes, the body needs to be looked after, immunity, health, all that is important. But I think the mind is overtaking everything now. The mind is getting into the wrong conditioning because of various situations. So I'm sure, Doctor, you are definitely going to help a lot of people. And I am going to be there. I'm going to be connected with you, and I'm going to keep watching how this moves on. And one of those tools which I have found very useful in my class is a simple, small meditation. As you said, I can do a mini meditation. I chose this because it takes only 3 to 4 minutes. So I will play that meditation. I'm not going to say anything about what it is about. It should be spontaneous. That is why you can just sit.
Actually, your internet is a bit unstable, Vijayalakshmi. We've lost you. We
Doctor,
lost
can
you for a
hear me
while.
now?
Yeah, we lost
No?
you for a while. Your internet
Yeah,
seems to
okay.
be unstable. Yeah, you can put on the video.
Unstable,
Put on.
yes, I
I have
know.
to give you. I have to give you.
Screen sharing, yeah, just for the audio, only the audio.
Yeah, 1 second.
So I would, it's a very small meditation, mini meditation, just to lift the mind a little bit. So if you can sit and close your eyes and do a simple.
I'll have to make host, isn't it?
No. Only screen sharing you can enable, Doctor. That is sufficient.
No, it doesn't say anything in the list. It's not.
No,
there.
if you go to the participants list.
It says chat, stop video, spotlight for everyone, make host, allow to record. I'll put make host.
Then maybe you, okay.
Yeah, I'll give you the hosting.
Oh. Yeah, it's allowing now. I will just switch on the meditation. Meanwhile, if you can sit and close your eyes, take deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, simple, normal breathing.
Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Place your hands on your thighs, palms facing upwards. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Every time you exhale, feel all the tensions leaving your body.
slowly conclude the meditation. Bring your consciousness back. And when you feel comfortable, gently open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Vijay Lakshmi. I hope all of you got a taste of this. Now, this, if you see from the morning, you have seen various kinds of people talking to you. These are all the elements that we will be addressing in the course of this Creative Karma Club membership and in the one-to-one coaching and this whole activity. This is just to give you a kind of a taste, a flavor, if you like it. So thank you very much, Vijay. Looking
Thank
forward to
you, Doctor.
interacting with you and
Yeah.
helping you, asking you to help me to do some sessions for my people.
Thank
Now
you very much, Doctor, and wish you all the very best and wish the
you have to,
Creative Karma
you have
Club
to,
all the very best.
I have to make myself the host again.
Yeah.
How do you have to give me the host?
Should I? Okay.
Yeah, you should give me the host.
Done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Mr. Raghunathan. He's a chemical engineer with a proven track record for over 4 decades. He's a very passionate soft skills trainer. He creates a lot of impact. He's a very contented person, a very much a family man, a lot of spiritual pursuits. But more than all of this, he was my classmate when we did soft skills training at the Image Consulting Business Institute a few years ago. And welcome, Mr. Raghunathan. And he has been, given me opportunities to be a speaker. I've interacted with him a lot, and he's a very valued friend. Over to you, Mr. Raghunathan. There is some disturbance. Yeah, now we can hear you. So there's a lot of static. It's not at all clear. Shall I put somebody else on and then give you time to work with it? Because we can't understand anything that you're saying. I will stagger you and go on to the next speaker and get back to you. Our next speaker is Dr. Balamurli, another very, very dear friend. But don't get fooled by his youthful looks. He's a very, very competent spine and neurosurgeon. He's the head of the spine and neurosurgery in Kaveri Hospital. And he is so passionate about helping people that he has done a free spinal injury setup in other parts of Tamil Nadu. He's now started the Hamsab Spine and Brain Rehab, the first sort of comprehensive rehab center for Chennai. He is an adjunct professor in Sri Balaji Medical College. He is very well trained internationally. He's over 26 years of experience. He's worked in the UK, USA, Switzerland. And besides doing all this, he's a very avid trekker. He's a marathon runner. He's an artist. He's a musician. He sings beautifully. And he's a traveler. And he has had a lot of awards. Naturally, with so many talents, he's had a lot of awards. But more than anything else, he's a very, very kind and, very compassionate human being. He really goes in the Rotary. He does a lot of work. So I'm very proud to have you as my friend, Balamurli. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a great honor. First of all, wishing you a happy birthday. May you have a lot more years of healthy, peaceful life. It's a great honor to be part of this elite group of people with so much experience. And I've known Dr. Prithika Chary for nearly now 6 years since I returned from London in 2015. And we were just having a casual conversation about leadership and teaching and training. And then she told me about all these things, that ideas that she has. And there's one thing that really struck me, and she said that, I want to leave a legacy and this should not stop with me. So that really kept me in my mind for 2, 3 nights, sleepless nights. And I told ma'am, I want to see what you are telling about, what things you're doing. So she said, come home one day and we'll sit down. So I went to her residence and she showed me all these PowerPoint presentations about body, mind, wellness, and so many things. And I said, ma'am, you have to do this. You have to get it out. You have to talk. And she said, yes, I've been trying to do, and I needed some help with this. And so I tried to help her, but I was busy myself setting up in my finding my feet in Chennai. So, but I'm so glad that this has turned out now into a big thing. And definitely, as Mrs. Neena Reddy said, I'm going to be the first person, also one of the people to register and get to be part of this and also contribute. Now, talking about how we look at our body and mind, and that is what you had asked me to talk about. Ever since I've come back to India after being away for nearly 17 years, I found that as a health professional, as an individual, we give a lot of importance to our physical health, fitness, exercise, and everything, but we fail to address the problems with the mind. The mind and body are complementary to each other. So I feel that what this initiative you're taking is going to guide many people, including people who are young and old, wise and not so wise, mature, immature, everybody is going to help, because we don't understand this. We all know that stress and physical health are linked. We all know that on a stressful day, everything seems to be terribly wrong. Pain threshold for people is also very different. When you're on a happy day, any pain you have in your body feels like a light pain, a light headache. But on a stressful day, the mild headache looks like the worst headache in your life. So emotions, behavior, all of these things alter the way our brain functions. And I think this cannot be read in any textbooks. This cannot be found anywhere. This could only come from people like you. People who understands the science of the brain, people who understands the biochemical nature of the brain and how we can control and do these things. Some people find success in their own way, by struggling, by being through it. But a lot of people in this current day and age really need guidance. And I think this creative karma is going to address that, because there are so many people with so much vast experience who are going to do that. When we started Hamsa Rehab, I went up to Madam and I said, she wrote a beautiful poem addressing the mind and body. And I still, we enlarged it, we framed it with a photograph and we put it there. And every time people read that, they say, oh, who's this Dr. Prithika Chary? It's beautiful. So it talks about, how as humans, we have to help other humans. And during these difficult times with so much anxiety, depression, bad news going around, unless we have that self-confidence that we can hold up ourselves together, we are not going to go through this. But with guidance, with people like us, people like you, people can come out of this. I think you're the right person, and this team is the right team to talk about this. And who other than you can share this, length of experience through your personal life, your professional life, your understanding of the brain, and all of other things. And I think it's a great initiative, and I'm so proud to be part of it. We will spread the news. I think many people should benefit. And I think if any one thing I can do to contribute to creative karma is to get as many people enrolled onto this. Because I don't think, I think that would be the best thing I could do, because people should benefit this. As you said, your legacy will prevail. We will carry it forward. You will be healthy for many, many years to come. You should continue to do your good work, and we're all here to support you. And I feel very proud to be a friend of yours. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Bala. That was very sweet of you. And I think Mr. Raghunathan has switched to his cell phone. We will check if the audio comes. We'll give him a stir. and then we'll see how it goes.
Am I audible, doctor? No, Raghunathan here. Am I audible now?
Yeah, okay. I don't have to share the screen again because, yeah, correct. You're already there. Yeah, now it's clear, Mr. Raghunathan. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, doctor. So,
but we don't have a video though, but it's okay.
Sorry?
We don't have your video. We have got the audio, but no video.
I am not very sure about the.
Never mind. You just talk because.
Now.
Never mind, just talk.
Yeah, okay. So it has been a very nice experience to be in this galaxy of elite people. So I would like to start with the title first, the creative karma. Creative karma itself is a very innovative coinage of two words. Creative, first I would like to see how Dr. Prithika Chary has gone into this title formation. Creativity, all things related to creativity, I am told, are the result of right brain dominance. And karma is all related to activities and working where professionals and others, tradesmen, all of them, they exhibit their talent. So the result of that is karma. Combining the two is definitely a befitting one for a qualified person like Dr. Prithika Chary. Again, looking into the formation of this, it is a unique combination of two words, one from English and another from Sanskrit. So a lot of thought must have gone through her mind to make this a very, very good program. And it is very, very nice to be in such a august gathering. See, we started with some references to our classical literature and sayings. There is a Smriti word which says that whatever a man does, it is the outcome of desire. So we desire to do something and then that turns out to be an action. Above all, there is a Rigveda statement which says, Ano Bhadra Kravo Yantu Vishvata. So it means that let noble thoughts come to me from all directions. So when all noble thoughts come into the mind, what happens? Here we take a leaf from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. A lot of the elements of this have been already discussed by Dr. Prithika Chary and the previous speakers who spoke on this occasion. So it says, in simple terms, the fundamental thing that drives all our actions start with thoughts. Thoughts, when we repeatedly are influenced by the thoughts, they result into the formation of action. Action, when it gets repeated again and again, as Dr. Prithika Chary put right in the beginning, results in the formation of habits. And repeated habits shapes one's character. And one's own character finally, over a long period of time, decides his own destiny. So we are all creators of our own destiny. That is really a fantastic thing. Some elements had come in the beginning. So I thought it will be appropriate to share this thought of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad with this August gathering. Then there are certain other things also that which are very important. When good thoughts come, the result will be good action. So a creative karma, if you are having good thoughts going into it, the result will have to be something good. It cannot be anything better than that. It cannot be anything worse. We also go into some soft skill where Stephen Covey, one of the important soft skill gurus, says, you have to avoid being in quadrant 3 and 4. What it means is, do not waste your time for yourself or do not waste your time for others. Be useful. Whatever you do should be useful so that you get very good output from what you do to your own self and to others. There are also some very good techniques available from industrial engineering practice which we can learn. That whatever activities we do, we have to constantly have an endeavor to see whether we are adding any value or not. When we are not adding any value, these non-value adding activities have to be weeded out. When these are weeded out, whatever output we are giving will be something which will be very useful to everyone. The World Economic Forum has given a set of priorities of different soft skills for 2020 and onwards. Creativity definitely figures in that. The other one that is there is emotional intelligence. We all know emotions are just driven by our biological impulses that happen to us. And the control of emotions is done by the mind. Again, we are back to something which is about mind and what it does, totally the activities of brain. Obviously, Dr. Prithika Chary is an expert in this. And with this very short talk, I want to conclude, since she has mentioned about my being a classmate in the formation stage of learning soft skills. There was an experiment going on, and we are all supposed to tell what exercise we'll be doing. And then everybody was trying to give a presentation. It was all in PPT, or it was all simple verbal talk and all. When it came to the turn of Dr. Prithika Chary, she just stood up, just started looking, gazing at the sky. Then suddenly she started walking backwards, and then almost it looked as if she's falling down. And then she carefully landed herself on the chair. Then we were all wondering what happened. Before some of us stood up and were about to go near her, she stood up and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you have witnessed is what can happen if epilepsy strikes a person." So in the place where all of us were wondering what to do, we were not very effective in what we were doing, she could demonstrate. And that single demonstration was won the applause of everybody. So definitely creative karma is in good hands. And I wish very good happy birthday to doctor, and also a very nice future for her. And certainly I would like to be a part of this. Thank you very much, doctor. With this, I would like to conclude the opportunity given to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raghu. That was very nice of you to share that experience. Actually, when I fell down like that, they all got frightened. They thought I was having a seizure, and they were about to come and help me. But my topic was epilepsy, and I wanted to tell them that that is how a person with epilepsy looks when they get a seizure. Now we'll go to our next speaker. Farzana. You see, this is also a platform where I'm saying thank you to a lot of you who have, made an impact in my life, made some changes, so many things. You've widened my knowledge base in so many ways. Farzana is one of B.K. Iyengar's type of yoga therapists. There are not very many. She's an MSc in yoga therapy. She's an MD in alternative medicine. She's an MD in acupuncture. She runs an alternative medicine center in Wallace Garden called Orange Ray Clinic. I had the privilege, I started something which really has not taken off, but which I think is the creative karma concept, because there's something called psycho-endo-neuroimmunology. So I call them as penny consultations, and where we don't give any medicines, we spend 1 hour. It's like a one-to-one coaching kind of thing. So I did do a few consultations for her in her clinic. She's a multilingualist. She's had a lot of awards, but she's a beautiful human being. And she's very good with treating chronic musculoskeletal pain without medication. There is a friend of mine in this group who, chronically she has pain. And after going to Farzana, she doesn't touch any medication. She just does some certain things and she's fine. So over to you, Farzana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prithika Chary. I'm so happy to be here. And first of all, wish you a very, very happy birthday. I wish you loads of health and happiness.
Thank you.
There are so many people who inspire us. Big, bigger, tall, taller. You are one such personality whom I've been watching a little from a distance over the years, okay? Somebody I've always wanted to know better, and as destiny would have it, I got a chance to, I just met you at the airport and we got talking. And you're one lady who really inspires me, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on this forum, but really because we all want to do big things, but I've seen you always moving on, and I think that is the crux of life. To keep moving, to keep moving. Today, what we call in medical language, movement is very important, more than exercise. So Mrs. Nina Reddy spoke about 10,000 steps, but I think more important is this mind which wants to keep on learning and wants to make us a better version of our existing self. Dr. Prithika Chary said the topic was mind-body, and which is a better mind-body medicine than yoga. So yoga, according to the Bhagavad Gita, the definition of yoga is yoga karmasu kaushalam. Basically, yoga is skill or dexterity in action. And that's what yoga teaches us. So yoga is not just about asana or not just about pranayama. The yogis have given us 8 steps from beginning, from the do's and don'ts of our life, how to start with that, how to then make bodily movements, how to inculcate and how to regulate your breath, how to take yourself away from unwanted wishes and desire which lead you astray, and then how to go into dhyana, into meditation, and then, achieve your goal, which is merging with the divine. That is the sukha sthanam, which yoga talks about, that comfortable place. We say, we have a word, she's feeling very good in her skin. That just doesn't come overnight. It comes with a lot of practice, a lot of desire, and doing the right things every single day of your life. So that is what is yoga about. I would like to share a quote with you from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, because I'm talking about pranayama today. So I'm going to not talk about the other sheets of layers which we have in our body, but I'm only going to talk about the pranayama level. So there is a shloka which says, Chale vate chalam chittam nishchale nishchalam bhavet yogi sthanutvamapnoti tato vayum nirodhaye. Basically, it means your chitta is your consciousness, and your vata, wherever your prana moves, so does your thoughts. And if you can stabilize your prana, you can stabilize your thoughts. So the yogis gave us a tool. So if you could say the physical part and the mental part, let's say were 2 banks of the river, your breath was the bridge, which took you from one bank of the river to the other side. And we all know that we can't alienate the body from the mind. So what modern medicine talks about psychosomatic and somatopsychic was told about 5,000 years ago in Yoga Vashishta. Okay, how the body, how everything the body does impacts the mind and vice versa. So they had given us a technique 5,000 years back. Of course, these were experiential things, but luckily now there's lots of research going in yoga therapy, in the world of yoga. I'm able to say that with so much of confidence because I'm pursuing my PhD currently, and I am into yogic research. So because science, I know, asks how, why, what, when. So that's how the answers come. But believe me, there is no other laboratory than your own body. So when you know things, just try out things and let's do these things together. Today, I'm going to take you through, as Dr. Prithika Chary mentioned, and as Dr. Balamurli said very aptly, that there are days when a patient feels the pain 10 on 10, and that same day, if the patient's mental condition is good, she's very happy, joyful, that same pain goes down on the scale and becomes 5 on 10. How? Because your emotions impact your pain quotient. So that's how it is. So when you are in pain, when you are stressed out, your muscles go in spasm. I'm sure he will agree with me. And that's how your pain increases. So how do I treat people with musculoskeletal pain? Not only do I align them through the asanas, but we also make them calm. The nerves are frazzled. It's a vicious cycle. You know, you are in pain, you get depressed. You're depressed, your pain increases more. So it's like the chicken and egg story, which has come first, one never knows. But yoga works on both the levels, and that's how it is so effective. So today I'd like to take you through a quick meditation technique, okay? I'm sorry, pranayama technique.
We'll do a small pranayama because today the word breath has so much meaning, which people never realized for so many years.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I've just suddenly seen this rise in workshops, which I'm getting for corporates. Everybody now wants to strengthen their lungs and, wants to, increase the lung power and all kinds of things. So I'm going to share with you one breathing technique, which a lot of research has been done off late on it. It is supposed to increase our nitric oxide levels. Okay, and I'm talking science here. So there are papers done on this, and we all know how important it is now for, the perfusion for the lungs. So I'm going to take you through that. Of course, before you do any pranayama, you need to do certain asanas to actually expand your chest muscles, loosen all those tightness in the shoulder, because we've also seen COVID has also taught us that how physiotherapy is so effective in increasing lung power. So this is all has been already told by the yogis. So the asanas come before the pranayama, and then only the pranayama comes. So I'll just quickly tell you the 8 steps of yoga. Yamas are the don'ts. Niyamas are the do's. Yama, niyama, asana, that is your poses. Pranayama is what we are talking about, breath control. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, taking your senses away from anything which distracts you. Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana is your focus, dhyana is your meditation, and then in samadhi you reach the ultimate goal, which is meaning the word yoga comes from yuj, which means union of the jivatma with the Paramatma. So that is the whole, so they've given you a whole syllabus, a course, how to go. It's not just something, okay, you do, you follow that and you're there. So let's quickly look at this pranayama. So this is called the Bhramari pranayama. We are going to make sound of a B. So the sound of the B comes basically from here. It's like a m sound, m, if you go it. Now we are going to just use our index finger and put it in our ears. Can you all see me? Yes? All right. Just put this index finger in your ear. Close your eyes very gently, very lightly.
1 minute. If they're wearing headphones, they can't hear you. So finish telling the whole thing and then let them take off the headphone and try.
Yeah,
because
sure.
If they take it off and put their finger, they can't hear what you're saying.
Sure. So what I would suggest is first just watch me. When I tell you we'll start, we'll start. So we are going to take our index finger, put it in our ears like this. You can keep your hands like this. If you feel your shoulders are hurting, you can even drop them like this. Okay, so close your ears. We are only blocking one sensory organ out of the 5 senses. But that itself, you will see, will give you so much of benefit. You're going to inhale from your nose and you are going to say, and this is actually an exhalation. Okay, it's an exhalation. You won't realize, but you are exhaling, and you can go on saying the ma till the breath you have in you. Okay, when you can no longer say, you stop, again inhale, and again repeat. So can we just do 11 rounds of ma? Okay, everybody's with me. Yeah. All right. Come on. Let's start, please. Now you can just remove your earphones. Start like that. Eyes closed. Inhale. Breathe in. Inhale. Do it at your pace. Exhale with your mouth. Inhale. Slowly relax. Remove the fingers from your ears. Very gently open your eyes.
You're muted.
I'm okay. I'm not muted. Hello?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me, but I'm not muted.
We can hear her. We can hear her.
Yeah, we can hear.
We can hear.
We can hear. We can hear, doctor.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So how did you all feel? Did you feel for a moment?
Great.
Yes? Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Good. Really.
It's my pleasure to be here, and I wish Dr. Prithika Chary all the best.
Farzana, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can.
We can, doc. We can
We
hear.
are able to hear, madam. We are able to hear
We
you.
can't hear you.
Yeah, we are able to
We
hear.
can
Something is
hear, Doc.
I'm able to hear, doctor.
Yeah, okay, sorry. My fault. I forgot.
remove the earplugs.
Sorry. I forgot to put my earphones on. Silly me. That's why I couldn't hear you.
That's
I'm
nice.
so
That's
sorry.
nice. No, not a problem at all. Thank you so
okay.
much. Thank you so much, Doc, for this opportunity. And I wish Creative Karma and you and all the participants all the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now all of you will understand that this is somewhat like a sample of what to expect through the year. So we'll go to our next speaker, who is Ms. Monimita Sarkar. She is the founder of a wonderful organization called Unmukt, which is India's leading senior care platform. They are dedicated only in senior care. They do a lot of programs. I have had the good fortune of being a speaker in the Unmukt platform a few times. She's actually a 25 years experience of conference organization she has. But she went into this new space and started the senior care thing. And in 2018, she did a Unmukt festival, which is an India's first lifestyle solution event for seniors. Over to you, Monimutta.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chary. Firstly, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I just want to say it's such an incredible opportunity to be in this platform. So thank you very much. I'm indeed honored and I'm grateful to have been invited. It's truly an august gathering. And frankly, at the end of it, I don't even know what to say. Everybody's come in at that level. And the topic that you sent me was health, wellness, and personal growth. So on health and wellness, I think everybody has spoken, and there are very qualified speakers. There were doctors. But the thing that really resonated with me today was what Ms. Shiva Shankari said, Shiva Shankari, madam, on the path, because we really are on a path. We are all travelers on this path. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about, we've talked about success and failure today. People have talked about it. And I just want to share from my personal life some of the experiences of failure that has really motivated me. Several years ago, I think this was in 2015, I ran a company called KW Conferences at that time, very successful conference management company, which we were hoping, we were trying to get some international funding and mergers into it. And things had really moved along the way, we were really getting there. And a whole lot of planning had gone into it, about a year's planning. And one fine morning, they said it was over. Or one night, actually. The mail came to me from Dubai at night. And everything that we had done for that 1 year, the growth prospects, everything went down. And I had put a lot of our resources really into that. And the next morning when I woke up, there's just one thing I did. I went out for my regular morning walk, and somehow I know it sounds like a trivial thing to do, but when you've planned for something, when that goes asunder and you're still able to continue doing what we set out to do. So I did it as part of my regular habit. But my son, who was living at home that day, at that time, he later came back and said that, Mama, that was the most inspiring thing. So, it was a real small thing. As far as I was concerned, I just went back for my walk. So the ability, I think it's necessary that we are able to pick ourselves up and continue moving. And I want to bring you back to the context of last year and the pandemic. So this company that I ran, which is KW Conferences, for 25 years, we closed it down practically overnight because there was no business. And we had a lot of foreign international conferences, lots of foreigners coming. The business just closed. But how do you carry on? I think that is the thing, that's the path. That's the path we can choose every day, because the life will throw things to us. But how do we want to interact with it? What is it that we see is my motto. I mean, every day there are ups and downs, but how do I can't do anything to the external world. I cannot do anything to the pandemic, to things that are unfolding around us today. Now, how do we interact with that? You know, I think is the motto, is really the thing where there's the positivity, there is all the principles of yoga, which have just been shared with us, including just being mindful, continuously being mindful, and maybe coming back to our breath and watching. And in conclusion, I want to say one thing. And as we've been dealing with seniors now well, we started in 2018, but really very, very proactively for the last 15 months, you know, the enthusiasm, the curiosity that the seniors bring every day when we meet at 4:30 gives me such a kick, I cannot say, because, you know, it is the routine. It is the ability to come back and do things every day, and the enthusiasm to learn. And that's where Dr. Chary has been with us, Dr. Prithika Chary, on some of our sessions. And their enthusiasm, they come back like clockwork at 4:30. And I'm there because just to see them and to see, you know, so there is so much we can just learn from each other. So Dr. Chary, in conclusion, thank you so much. I'm delighted and look forward to becoming a member today.
Sure.
And
Okay,
of
good.
course, supporting in
Great.
any which way. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Monimita. It was nice. Of what you said is so true, because, you know, when people look at us, they think, okay, this person has been born with a silver spoon in their mouths. You know, we look so positive, confident, so our trials don't show. And that is the trick. You shouldn't allow, because when I was in 10th or 11th standard, I had a bit of a challenge. Then I told myself, one thing I will never become is cynical. And I will not allow life to scar me. So we have fallen. We are probably beaten also in many things. But you don't allow it to stick and make a scar in you, which are like an indelible scar. Whatever it is, it may bruise you and it heals. We must be able to do that. And that's what I'm hoping to do through Creative Karma, actually, this club. And the reason why I'm insisting on this 1-year commitment is because people cannot grow with a random half commitment, or, you know, see, when when we're interested, we'll give excuses. But when you're committed, you will not. You will, you know, make sure that you do what you want to do. So that is the scope. Thank you so much. Now we'll go to the next person. Now there are three fantastic people actually, who could not join today. But we'll see if one of them has managed to join late, because she got her appointment for a vaccination today. So she has messaged. This is another person I don't know how to describe or how to introduce. She's again a very dear friend. Okay. And we've known each other for a long time. I can say in a way I was her teacher, because when she was in the 3rd year MBBS, I was doing my MD and I used to take class for them. But she's somebody who is an expert in GTD. What is GTD? Getting things done. She gets things done. She is the founder of an initiative called Divas. She's an endocrinologist, diabetes specialist in medical ethics, terrific communicator. Now we're all working very strongly together on promoting women's health at the VHS hospital. Unfortunately, this pandemic has thrown a gear in the works, but we will get around it. And even during this period, she has persisted. I'm the one who's been little bumming off a bit, but things should be okay. Over to you, Usha.
Thank you, Prithika, and have a absolutely wonderful birthday and a great year ahead. I mean, you're really, how can I say, one of a kind. And there are so many accolades that we've heard today, but I've known you for over 40 years, and you know what, and in different capacities, like you said, first in medical school, I was student and you were a postgraduate. But even at that time, all of us were completely awestruck by this incredibly self-assured and brilliant woman. See, so for all of us women at that time, and 40 years ago, things were not like now. To see a woman celebrated by male colleagues, admired and celebrated, and was something so unique that we all could think maybe we could also someday be like that. And so very inspiring at a very young age. Truly, when I say one of a kind, someone. And then the second time that I had a close relationship with you was when we set up that Apollo Center of Excellence for Women. From actually, you and I went and found the place in Kotturapuram one day when it was just a piece of rubble. You remember we found that building, and so from then on, I actually learned from you what is leadership, what is commitment, what is mentorship, what does it mean to deal with people from different walks of life, working with them. See, all that apart, I really think what you have taught everyone, and including myself, is and like someone just mentioned, and you talked about it, is never let anything get you down. And if life gives you a lemon, make a lemonade kind of thing. And how you pick yourself up. They say that there's a famous quote that says that women are like tea bags. You don't know how strong they are till you put them in hot water. And you've been put in hot water a few times. and I think we just absolutely love you for your strength and what you show all of us. And I just want to say that you're also a woman of the community, not just somebody who's in a silo. I'm a neurosurgeon, I'm a neurologist, and sort of sitting in that ivory tower, but actually working for the community in every capacity, whether it's your family. I know how the Duchess friends and your friends, how they are with you, and you are with them. So just that incredible sense of community that you bring. And today I messaged you saying I may or may not be able to join because of I'm right now in the US. It's 2 in the morning right now.
Oh,
but
thank you so much.
No. I'll tell you why. I'm just saying I'm perfectly fine. I'm jet lagged. I just got here 2 days ago. So I'm awake, I'm fine. But I remember in 2017, I had a program at Chola Sheraton, not Chola Sheraton, the other Chola.
ITC Chola.
ITC Chola, yeah. And it was a program on, on International Diabetes Day, World Diabetes Day program. And you had just undergone some major surgery a few months ago. And because I invited you, you actually came to that program. And I was not just touched and moved, but again, inspired that this is how, you conduct yourself. And only when women conduct themselves like you do, we can move forward. And I think you have shown in every aspect of your life, professional life, personal life, and how you have reinvented yourself. I just want to end by saying that you are the epitome of someone who can reinvent themselves and be amazing at that. So hats off to you. Truly another 50 years of what you're doing.
Hope I
Thank
stay
you so
healthy.
much. Thank you so much, Prithika. I mean,
Thank you,
with
Usha. It was
lots
so
of
sweet of you to keep up this.
love from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much, Usha. Actually, that time I came to the meeting with an ileostomy bag. After an
I didn't want to,
surgery for my cancer. I'm just telling people. because I felt that, you have an obligation. I had given that commitment some 6 months before I knew I'm going to get cancer. And then I thought, okay, how long will I sit in the house? Let me go. I was very weak, but I had lost about 20 kilos, looking gaunt. I've got a photo of that, I put 3 layers so that the bag won't show. I had to dress in a very peculiar way because I couldn't put anything around my waist. But mentally, like Balamurli mentioned, my mind was saying I'm 100%. My body was probably at 30-40%. But that's how I managed to get there. And that is what I'm trying to, tell people. I've been there. I've lived it. I know I'm not just talking theory, but I can give you the theory. I can give you the brain science behind it. And we can all do it. We can all get together and do it, because this pandemic has forced you to reset, reinvent, redo. Everything that you just have to just get back. Now, though the other speakers, I think, are not here, I want to just tell you about them, because they've promised that they will be speakers in the course of the year. Pooja Puneet. She has trained under John Gray and Jack Canfield and all that. She's a coach. She's a life coach. She has an initiative called Life by Design. And when I'm talking about coaching, I underwent coaching with her for a period of 1 year, hardly 3 years ago. I have undergone coaching with one of Tony Robbins' coaches for 1 year after my cancer, because I wasn't sure. In 2018, I was a little confused. Should I continue working? Should I stop working? I'm 70 years old. What is the way I should go in the future? What will I leave behind? How should things go? And I was signed up with a coach who was in South Africa, who used to coach me every week for 6 months. And I got clarity, and then I knew how to take Epicenter to VHS and things like that. So every one of us needs a coach. And mind you, Pooja is amazing. She actually had another commitment today, and so she's not able to participate, but she has promised that she will be a speaker in one of my programs in the course of the year. The other person is Aruna Das, who has become a very dear friend of late. She has got 17 years of industry experience as an image consultant. She's an NLP practitioner. She's a POSH trainer. POSH trainer is about training women against abuse, sexual abuse. And she has positively impacted more than 18,000 plus lives in her training, coaching, consulting. She's the president of the Image Consulting Practitioners Association of Chennai. And she's an amazing person. And we have done a lot. She has completely transformed one kind of limping association into something very dynamic, and it has won the Best Chapter Award for the past 3 years under her leadership. She is the one whose appointment for vaccination happened to happen this morning. She said, I'm still waiting my turn. I'll try and be there, but I think she's not able to be here. Now with this, we come to the end of our program. And there are just a few minutes for anybody who didn't get an opportunity to talk before, who would like to say something. And we'll wind up in exactly 2-3 minutes. I know we have exceeded our time by about 8 minutes. That part of it is because I went off and came back in that silly disconnection. But I hope, and I'd like some feedback on what you think of the idea of the club. The speakers have told us. I want the listeners to tell me. And also, what do you think of the idea, and how you are willing to help me take it forward? And also, once you become a member, we will be brainstorming with you as to how to actually make it more meaningful. So if anybody wants to talk, please go ahead. And actually, I'd like the gentleman in the audience to talk, because this club is open to men. I forgot to say that. It's open to men and women. Its age is not a bar. You can be 18, you can be 80, it doesn't matter. Because as I told you, everybody needs a coach. Everybody can grow. And everybody needs to, this unique club is focused on health, wellness, personal growth, how to improve outcome after a health challenge, life challenge, how to be your best every day in every way. That is why I didn't give it, I gave it the broad thing, because in this digital marketing, they kept saying you must have a narrow niche. But being your best is not a narrow niche. It is you as a whole. It is your spirit, your mind, your brain, your body, your immune system, everything. So those are my concluding remarks. And I want to thank each and every one of you for having been there, for supporting me, being with me in the past few years and continuing to be with me. And I look forward to leaving this as my legacy.
Looking forward to the club, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful session and a very happy birthday again.
Thank you, Sujata.
Good afternoon, madam. It is a wonderful eye-opener for today. I already become member. Thank you for a very good insight. Today, yourself and other galaxy of speakers thought inseeded a lot of good thoughts, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
The
much.
idea is for all of us to stay positive. Thanks, Maithili. Thank you.
Ma'am, it was so great listening to all the other speakers, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was so great listening to all the other speakers. Like, I think you covered all the aspects of life, whether it was yoga or it was mind or it was intellectual thinking and whatnot, physical health, everything was covered. And if we can promote, like we will, not can, we will promote in our Duchess Club, like, we can post however you want, give us a small video or a small write-up with a small video. We can post it in our Duchess Club groups, so that so because you are an honorary member, we need to do it. We definitely need to do it, and I will try to, like, we will also inspire this to join it.
Yeah, because I think all of us need this.
Yeah, Jayashree here, ma'am. I'm very happy that I have attended this program.
Yeah.
Very happy listening to all the experts and the highly distinguished personalities here. And I'll be joining your club very happily and always supporting you as best as I can. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Jayashree is a dancer. She's an NLP master practitioner. She's an expert on the Gita. She's now doing research on the Bhagavad Gita and NLP and how the concepts can be shared from ancient wisdom into the NLP, this thing. She has been a speaker on my personal branding workshop, which I did. She's an amazing person. She runs a program called Bliss Now, which any of you can also access. I can, if you want to get in touch with her, you get in touch with me. I'll put you on to her. It is a 1 hour meditation this thing where you address a past trauma and permanently you get rid of that trauma.
Congratulations, Doctor, on the launch of the Karma Club, Doctor.
Thank you, Anuradha.
Wonderful listening to all the speakers. So informative, covering all the aspects, I think, of everything, I think the whole body, I would say. And we'll definitely promote your club and in our club as well as in other platforms, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
You all the very best, Doctor.
Thank you. Anne is my cousin's wife. She's a special educator herself. She has extensive experience in Canada, but now, of course, she's sort of chilling. She has to look after a little fellow. Open up, unmute yourself, Anne.
Okay, lovely morning, Akka. Thank you. You've given everybody some flowers, so here I'm going to give you some.
Ah, how sweet. Virtual bouquet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's for you. Have a wonderful day. Wish you all the best. Will do what I can.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, it would be great if you had a writing component to share from Creative Karma with all the thoughts, sort of like a little newsletter or an inspiration
that will form. The trouble is, it's a lot of work for one person to do.
I know.
So that's why I'm hoping once I get a critical mass, I can find people who can help me. They can. I can delegate certain tasks for at least to monitor.
A lovely celebration of you. Thank you.
I decided that I'll give myself this party.
Yes, you should. Great.
Thanks, Anne.
You deserve it, ma'am.
Meena, another wonderful thing which I liked about this morning was we had 34, 35 people. And many of them had told me they'll pop in and pop out. But the beauty was many of them did not pop out. They kept staying in now till right now only they just sort of slowly started going away. But we've come down to 24, but still 23 of you are still stuck here, which is wonderful.
Wonderful, Doc.
That means it stuck, made you stick.
Doc,
And that's wonderful.
Expectations. It's been very good, and I would like to acknowledge the presence of Vijay Lakshmi ma'am at this point of time.
So
Ma'am,
much.
20 years back, I came for your class. I think when you had it, I
Okay.
don't remember the hotel, but I practiced what you taught us at that time, the visualization technique. And let me tell you, first-hand information, it really helps. Thank you so much for.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. And doctor, thank you very much for this opportunity. It was not only good speaking here, but listening to so many good speakers was a real opportunity. And I really wish you all the very best with the Karma Club, and wish you long life and good health, doctor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So it's been a, what shall I say, like a buffet. I think I served a buffet.
We want to know how you are feeling.
I am feeling on top. Now I must go and see. I'll tell you what my challenge is. One of my bathroom toilets is blocked. So from last evening.
That was the challenge from
the
morning.
Plumber and the corporation
was the
fellow and all are
challenge.
working. I have no idea what is the status of that. Now I will close this and go and get into that.
Okay,
And
if
don't
you
forget the birthday cake.
Okay. Joya, you want to say something? Joya is a patient of mine who, I'm going to share your story. You don't mind?
Yeah, that's fine, doctor.
Right. From the age of 13 to 34, she used to have plenty of seizures. When she saw me at the age of 34, she was like a zombie because she was on 4 or 5 drugs. She was continuing to have 8 to 10 seizures in a month. And she could hardly perform anything in that period of her life. She learned how to do the piano. She used to teach some tuitions for children. She had difficulty in forming relationships. She had a lot of issues. And then she was shortlisted by us as a suitable candidate for epilepsy surgery. And actually, she was shortlisted in England, but she was put on waiting list for 2 years. Then one of her mother's friends, who's also my friend, told her, why are you breaking your head there? You come, my friend here does epilepsy surgery. You come to Chennai, we'll coordinate it for you. So we did her surgery in Apollo. And 3 months after the surgery, I presented her as a case in my neuro doctor's meeting. And Dr. Jagannathan, who said he will never refer a case for epilepsy surgery to me, he asked her a question. He said, what is the problem that you're facing now after surgery? She said, I'll never forget that reply. She said, yes, I have one major problem. I'm so used to having fits that I have to get used to not having fits. And after that, within a few years, we tapered her drugs and we had her only on one medication. She went to London, lived alone, redid her education, worked as a teacher, remained seizure-free, on one drug in optimum dose. Then she got overconfident, went for a party, had a drink, had a seizure, and then reached out to me again. And that was her story. And after that, of course, now she's been doing such amazing things. She's been taking care of her mother with Alzheimer's dementia, which was a very difficult ball game because her father is also old and it's all a big mess. Now she's just admirably coped with all of that. And she is willing to share her experience and knowledge with others and tell them that epilepsy surgery is something that can give you the next best thing to a cure, even if you've been so bad for so long.
Thank you.
Now go ahead, Joya. Now I've given you a grand intro. You go ahead.
So I'm very
And not
grateful,
only
as
that,
Dr. Chary said.
her mother was sitting in a waiting room in a doctor's waiting room. And she spoke to an 80-year-old lady who was the mother of another gentleman with epilepsy from Goa. And that chap came to me. His name is Ronald Lobo. He also underwent surgery. He's seizure free. He was an older patient. He was nearly 50 something when we did the surgery. He's seizure free. And his mother at 84 used to jump around. But parents said, after us, we were very worried how this chap will manage. Now he's taking care of the parents. He's doing a lot of charity work in Goa. And so, there are so many ways we can transform lives. If God has given you the talent, use it.
And especially Dr. Chary, I mean, grateful wishing you that on your birthday and able to share this. But when you're an epileptic for over 25 years, you develop a guilty conscience of being a pressurized, being a burden, being sort of a drawback. And I'm really happy that because of Dr. Chary and late Dr. Chandranathan's surgery in May 2000, it's now 21 years. 21 years that I've been able to actually repay my gratitude by restarting, as well as become a teacher trainer, as well as living on my own and driving, as well as cycling and swimming. And that's what I mentioned, that I used to keep, while I was in Chennai for a year and a half, I used to keep going to my favorite hotel, Savera, so I would keep going for my swim all the time there. That's what I mentioned. So it's just a feeling of absolute joy that I want to get others who have children of that particular age, where Dr. Chary would have said that surgery is less of chance, less sort of dangerous, less chance.
It gives better results when you
Better
do it
results as well,
earlier.
and there's a longer time that the growing up ages where you do not face it, both the parents and the family, as well as the actual patient going through those developmental ages of developing a complex, etc., can all be overcome now. Because when I had my brain surgery, it was still somewhat new, as Dr. Chary would have mentioned earlier. But
in Chennai, we had just sort of launched it within a year or so. So people were not really believing that we could give good results. But I was very, very meticulous in my case selection.
Right.
And
So
so
that's
we were
why
able to achieve
I
the
joined
good
the
results.
epicenter to try and help to try and speak to parents, as well as to give talks like I'm doing with teachers in different schools in training, teacher trainer, but giving them ideas on actually, because this the worst type of thing for epileptics or in any neurological, as you all would know, is online teaching, especially when they have to do it through looking at a mobile the whole day long from government schools. So I'm so conscious about that I'm trying to help them by giving free classes online for in other not academic, so they don't link the computer to negativity and boredom and like is happening because of online classes having to continue even for a year longer.
So we have so many everyday heroes among us.
Yeah,
I want you all to also meet Manjula. Manjula, please show your video and unmute yourself. She's an angel therapy person who also does sound healing.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, ma'am. It's an honor to receive the invitation, and I'm here. Namaste to you all. Thank you, ma'am. I wish you very, very, very happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I'm spellbound. I'm so like, my God, people on the earth. Like I have a class and I was just going through the notes, but I couldn't get out of the screen. I couldn't close this session because it is so connecting to me mentally, physically, and emotionally. And everybody who spoke today, they spoke from deep from the heart, from the soul, I should say. It was so touching. And I'm blessed to be connected to this session, ma'am. Thank you so much. Being a alternate therapy healer, I would just share that whatever I could do, like you said, frontline workers, they need relaxation. So sound healing sessions or any meditations, I'm there, ma'am. Please let me know. I would come and do it for them.
Yeah, now
or
I'm
even the
actually
recording I would do.
I'm going to put together with Vijayalakshmi, Farzana, you, and some others, a program which we will offer to our doctors
Definitely,
and healthcare workers on a continuous basis. Just we won't take too much of their time. We'll take about 15 to 20 minutes max.
Yes.
but we'll do that little session on a daily basis if possible. I know I have very big dreams, but I need this thing to execute them. But I haven't been too bad so far. So
definitely, ma'am. You're not, you're just saying, but we know who you are, ma'am.
Yeah, so that is on the
Anytime,
anvil.
please
That's
let
a
me know, ma'am.
program on the anvil, because I know how deeply that they are being affected by this.
Yes, ma'am.
They are sacrificing their lives. Many of them.
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
lost a lot of my colleagues. Many of them have died.
Yeah.
I've
I
lost 12 neurologists, neurosurgeons in Tamil Nadu who are my colleagues in the past 3 months.
I think
I mean,
the angels made me.
these were people I would just meet, like I'm meeting you in a conference here, there, everywhere. No, I'm not going to see them anymore.
Yeah, I know.
It's so difficult, difficult to even think about, leave alone,
I think it's angelic guidance that you invited me today here to the session, and definitely with angelic guidance we will take it, ma'am. Anything you please.
She does angel
think
therapy.
that I'm here.
We can have a training if you want, for Duchess members. We can. She does it as a formal teaching thing. So she also is from Chennai.
Yes.
So even
Thank you, ma'am.
afterwards, we can have hybrid sessions or live sessions.
Sure. Anytime, ma'am.
Krishnan, Mr. Sri
Thank you.
Krishnan, he's another star.
Yeah,
Come on.
doctor.
Yeah. So how did you find today?
It was wonderful session. And one thing which I learned today is that, even accomplished people, they don't get things just like that. They also go through some troubles and challenges in life. But the point is, how do they take it and move on is what makes them different from the rest of the crowd.
Yeah.
All the speakers today who are accomplished, it is wonderful to listen to them. Your initiative is a great initiative. And I'm going to definitely become a member, and it'll be wonderful to learn from each other who are going to be the participants.
Yeah,
and
and I'm not going to be the sole within quotes teacher.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spreading it out to.
Absolutely.
You'll be exposed to people like this.
And to hear from different walks of life.
Yeah, exactly. That is the point. That is the point.
And it's not that it is only in one direction. People have many, and somebody who lost business is able to recoup and come up and start something new, afresh, taking it on the shoulder. It's amazing. I mean, otherwise people would have actually given up, but that lady didn't give up, and she just said, okay, I will start all over again. So I think there's a wonderful learning, and it's a nice initiative which you are doing, and I would love to be a part of it.
Thank you. Sushma, she is a psychology student who wanted to intern with me, but we've been having some intermittent connections because of the pandemic. Sushma, so why I'm introducing them to this few people who have managed to stick around is to understand that this is the kind of wide diversity we have. And you will not get a chance to meet people like this on any other platform. Zoom has made it possible for us to do this.
Absolutely.
So Sushma is either not there or doesn't want to talk. It's okay. Anybody else wants to talk? I'm going to wind up. We're already overshot our time. I have to go and attend to my toilet. Okay.
So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all. Bye, everybody. And
yes, God bless.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
okay, bye.
Hey, ma'am. Have a lovely day today.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, thank you. If the toilet gets unblocked, it's my best day ever.
It will. Positive thinking.
Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, I'll ask Archangel Michael to clear it and help you, ma'am.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Archangel Michael will come to help
thank you. Thank
Best gift for your birthday.
Yeah, thanks, Raji. Bye.
Bye.